Prime Minister Mitchell says the employment market looks promising for job seekers.
Already this year, we have seen several new or expanded projects, such as the Kawana Bay Resort, the expansion of the Livera project, the Breakwater project in St. Patrick's.
Details of this story and more in the National Report. With the National Report, I am Janelle Hamlet. 2017 is proving to be a year of opportunity and productivity for some of the island's unemployed citizens. According to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell in his address to the nation on Thursday, more people now have confidence in finding a job and thus have returned to the ranks of active job seekers. Dr. Mitchell said a number of new and expanded projects, including the Kawana Bay Resort, the expansion of the Livera project, and the Breakwater project in St. Patrick, are among the factors contributing to this hopeful environment.
There are several major bridge and road construction projects in St. John's and St. Patrick's and St. David's also, with agro processing operation is already seeing huge returns on the source up tea products. These new projects have added hundreds of jobs so far this year.
Prime Minister Mitchell believes the unemployment figures will continue on a slow but sure downward trend.
The economy has returned to a positive growth path, expanding at an annual average of 5% over the last 4 years. Although unemployment is still high, labor force participation has increased, which means that more people now have confidence in finding a job and have thus returned to the ranks of active job seekers. Public unemployment levels continue to fall, albeit slowly.
Much to the relief of all parties involved, a resolution to the week-long tension between the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development and the Environment and the Grenada Union of Teachers has finally been achieved regarding the GBSS matter. Annette Moore has details in this report.
We have just had a very successful meeting with the leadership of the Grenada Union of Teachers. And I must express my deepest appreciation of the President General and members of his team for meeting with us to resolve the matter.
What we are most impressed with is the honesty and the outright and forthright discussions that came off. I mean, it was heartwarming straight off the bat that the minister would have accepted responsibility for what would have happened and give us a commitment that going forward we would work together to ensure that issues like these do not happen again.
A high-level delegation including Minister Boson, Minister of State Senator Simon Steele, the Chief Education Officer, GOT officials and members of the Principals Association met this morning following a day of protest action by the GOT regarding the GBSS furniture issue.
As of today, I would like to withdraw the original release and to say that the statement put out by the principal in essence was not intended to be malicious. However, certain persons in the public domain tried to make it look that way, and therefore we responded maybe inappropriately to the content.
The minister appealed to principals to consult the ministry when undertaking initiatives of a serious or sensitive nature to ensure that all stakeholders are on board and well informed.
It puts us in an awkward situation when we have to respond to something out there that we have no knowledge of.
Moving forward, the minister requested that the GOT withdraw the freeze on annual fundraising and the GOT cleared up speculation regarding the status of the GBSS principal.
We are assured that there will be absolutely no attempt at victimization. We discussed several other issues affecting schools, and I think that we're in a comfortable place right now.
We do appreciate the fact that our nation's teachers have been playing a very, very important role in assisting the ministry, I will say, in providing furniture, fixtures, even teaching materials. And in no way we would like to diminish or create any impression that that role is not, should be diminished.
All of this comes at a time when we really needed the assurance from the ministry that they see us as partners in the process and that they recognize the contributions that we've been making.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The Keith Mitchell-led administration has resurrected the state pension issue after previous governments backed away following its removal during the revolution. This has now become a matter of high priority with legacy defining potential. This after the government refused to appeal the Hermelin Armstrong case and to restore her pension in accordance with a High Court judgment. Now, the Mitchell government is inviting solution-driven dialogue as it presses ahead to restore pension to public officers. Cartac has been contracted to provide possible solutions. A pension consultant from Washington is also on the case. The IMF has pledged technical support, and government is urging stakeholders and union leaders in particular to come to the table. The Mitchell government is appealing for solution-driven dialogue designed to restore state pension to public officers.
Now that Grenada has successfully concluded its 3-year homegrown structural adjustment program, Prime Minister Mitchell says the Grenadian rebirth is truly on its way. By fulfilling its end of the bargain in the program, Grenada has received significant financial support and more is expected now that the program is completed. However, Prime Minister Mitchell, in an address to the nation on Thursday, admonished Grenadians to maintain the discipline, saying that we are far from perfect and also far from finished.
The end of the structural adjustment program, my brothers and sisters, does not mean that we will return to the old days of waste and irresponsibility, or else we would have squandered the sacrifices that you have made in the last 3 years. We must maintain the discipline, for it is only through discipline that this hope will endure, and the foundation for the future that we have built will be solidified.
As a result of the structural adjustment program, government has been able to pay salaries on time, to pay salary and wage increases and back pay, and to expand social safety net programs. Moving from potential to reality is the main goal of one of the candidates running for the Director General position of the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA. Dr. Manuel Otero has 20 years of experience under his belt working with the organization and believes he is a fitting choice for the top position. He is in Grenada visiting with key government officials including Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell and the permanent secretaries of the Ministries of Agriculture and Foreign Affairs as he continues his campaign throughout the various member countries in Latin America and the Caribbean. He is passionate about creating a better life for rural farmers and their families.
For example, in the case of Grenada, in which most of the population still live in the rural areas, the potential is enormous, and we try to stay people in the rural areas being producers instead of becoming consumers.
Dr. Otero also believes in the benefits of merging technology with agriculture to achieve maximum results. And that's the National Report. I am Janelle Hamlet.